Hey everyone, welcome again on Davis Stack. And let's continue this series, the Firebase with Flutter. Throughout this series, we are going to work on the To-Do app. So this To-Do app we are going to make using the Flutter and the Firebase. So all the Firebase related operation like storing the data on a Firebase store or authentication app with the Firebase, those things we are going to cover in this small project. Okay, so in this video we are going to work on the sign in and sign up page UI first. So this will going to be a UI of the sign up page. In the next video we will going to connect the sign in and sign up page with the Firebase auth. Okay, so let's start the coding. I'm going to create a new folder inside the lib that will be a pages folder, and our first page will be a sign up page. So I'm going to create a new file called sign up page dot. First, I have to import the material.dart package, and after importing the material.dart package, I'm going to create a stateful widget. The name of the stateful widget will be sign up page, and instead of the container, I'm going to return a scaffold. First, it will be empty. After hitting the save in a main.dart file, here I'm going to use the sign up page. Okay, and let's start decoding on a sign up page. So the sign up page, inside the body of the scaffold, we are going to use the single child scroll view. Single child scroll view, and the child of the single child scroll view, we're going to use the column. In the children of the column, the first children will be a text widget, which will say sign up. I'm going to hit the save. And in the column, first thing, the main axis alignment should be main axis alignment center. Also, I will going to wrap this column widget with the container first. So with help of this container widget, just see what will going to happen. I'm going to provide the height as the media query dot op context dot size dot height. Similarly, I'm going to provide the width of the container as the media query op context dot width, and if I will hit the save, then it come in the center because I wrap the thing on a container. Now container have the whole screen width and height. That's why when I use the main axis alignment as a center, then it came on a center. Okay. Also, the background color of the container will be colors dot black. I'm going to hit the save, and now let's work on the styling of the sign up page. So style, text style, font size will be 35, and the color will be colors dot white. Font weight will be font weight dot bold. If I will hit the save, then you will find a sign up text over here. The second thing we have to do is we have to work on the button of the Google sign in and the phone sign in. So let's work on that also. Just after the text widget, I'm going to add some padding, size box with height 20. Now I'm going to work on the button widget. Okay, so in the button, what we will need, that we will need a text, and also we are going to need a icon of the button type. Okay, so here inside the asset folder, I have two SVG, the Google SVG for the Google icon and the phone SVG for the phone icon. And what I'm going to do, that I'm going to export this asset folder, okay, in the pubspec.yaml file. So I can use this google.svg and phone.svg here. Okay, so if you go on just bottom, then here we have the option of the asset. I'm going to uncomment it, and also I'm going to define the asset folder over here, and I will run the flutter pubget. Oh, if I had to just put the icon space, and after hit the save, then this asset folder will be exposed, and now we can use this Google SVG and Force SVG. I will going to provide the link of this Google SVG and the phone SVG in the description. Just don't worry. And after that, let me go on a sign up page and let's work on the button. So for the button, I'm going to use the container, and the container required height and width again. So let me provide the width as the -60 to media query width, and the height will be 60. The child of the container, I'm going to use the card, and in the card, the child of the card will be a row, because in the single line we will need two things, the image and the text. So row have the children property. The first children we are going to use will be a picture, and you can see that the picture is in the SVG format. Because of that, we will require another package of the Flutter, which the Flutter SVG, to use a SVG. Okay, so I'm going to use the Flutter SVG package, and I'm going to paste it over here, and after hitting the Control S, the Flutter pubget will run, and we can use this Flutter SVG over here. Okay, till it will import, let me use the Flutter SVG dot svg dot asset. Okay, it is haven't imported or imported right now. Svg picture dot asset, and I have to provide the asset name. So the asset name is assets slash google dot svg. Okay, if I will hit the save, then you can see that the svg picture is came here, and I have to provide the height and width of this asset. So what will be the height of this thing? The height will be 25, width also be 25, and the row have the main axis alignment as the main axis alignment center. Now just after this SVG picture, I also have to add the text, which will be a continue with Google, and I will going to provide some padding between these text. That will be a size box with the padding between them is around 15, and I will going to hit the save. Now I have to provide the card color as well. The color of the card will be colors dot black again, and to highlight this card we need a border and border radius. Okay, so the card have a additional parameter called shape, and for the shape I'm going to use the rounded rectangular border, rounded rectangular border. So in the rounded rectangular border, we have two things. First one is the border radius, and second was this side. So let me use the border radius first. Border radius dot circular, and it will be a 15. And the second thing is the side. So we are going to use the border side, and in the border side also we have the parameter. So with help of this border side, we will going to add the border as well. So the border side will be width will be 1, and the color will be colors dot gray. If I will hit the save, then you will see the changes. Yeah, and let's add some elevation also. Elevation will be 8, and elevation will not visible, but continue with Google thing. We have to add the style. That will be a text style. Again, we have to provide the color, which is the colors dot white, and the font size will be 17. Okay, now it's looking great. So let's use this container and expose this container with help of one method. We have to create a new method called button item, because I wanted to use the same code again and I wanted to return it. So here, if I will use this button item just after this size box, then it will going to work as the same as we have here. And if I will use it again, then two button will be created. Okay, so let me provide a size box between these two button. Height will be 15. Now let's use string for the image path, string of the button name, and double for the height of the button. We will going to use this image path here. So while calling the button, we have to provide the image path as well. So for the first button, the image path is the Google SVG, and we also required a name. So the name of the first button is the continue with Google, and the last parameter is the okay. The last parameter is the size. So I'm going to use this size. I'm going to provide the 25 here. And for the second thing, we will need to use the asset slash phone dot svg, the first parameter, and the second parameter is the continue with mobile, and the size will be 30. And if I will hit the save, then you will see the changes. Yeah, now everything is working fine. Now let's work on the text item. So what is exactly a text item? You will get to know once I will create a new method, which is the widget text item, and it will also going to return a container. Okay, same height and width we have to provide over here. I'm going to copy the height and width. Instead of this, it will be a 55 and it will be a 70. The child of the button will be a text form field, and inside the text form field we have the decoration. We required a label text, so let me use the decoration first, input decoration first, input decoration, and we have the label text, email. Okay, and for the better visibility, let me use this thing here, just after the second button item, I will add some size box around height 15, and I'm going to use this text item, and I'm going to hit the save. So that is added, but it's not visible as of now. Let's going to work here. So the label text thing, we have the label style as well. So I'm going to use the text style again, font size 17, and the color will be colors.white. The email thing is now added, but it is not looking good as of now. That's why we have to add the border as well. So we have a two type of border inside the text form field. So inside that input decoration only, just after the text style, we will going to use the enable border parameter, and in the enable border parameter we are going to use outline input border. So border radius and border side again required. So let's copy the border radius in the border side from here, and let me paste it here. In the outline input bar, that is the border side. Okay, so if I will hit the save, then you will see the changes. Now you can see that thing. Okay, so I just forgot one thing between this button and this thing. I wanted to add another text called or. So I have to add a text widget with or, with the text style color will be colors.white, and the font size will be 16. And I also had to add the comma here. So this or I wanted to add here, and just after the or I'm also wanted to add some padding. Okay, I can increase the size of the or to 18. So either you choose a Google sign in or a phone auth, or you can use your email and password. Okay, so the first text form field is added. Let's add a second text form field. Just after the text item, I'm going to add some padding for the second text form field, and I'm going to use this text item again. See, now let's pass some parameter over here. So I will require a label text, and apart from the label text, we don't need anything as of now. So let's use this label text here instead of this static. I'm going to use this label text, and I'm going to provide the label text here. The first label text is the email, and the second label text of the second text form field is the password. If I will hit the save, then it will look like a charm. Okay, now the last thing, we have to work on the button. So for the button, I'm going to use again a new parameter called color button. It will also going to return a container. Okay, so the lots of coding required here, I know, but it will be a worth it. Okay, so again here we have to provide the height and width of the container. So let me provide the height and width of the container again, and it will be 90, and I'm going to use the decoration. So the decoration will be a box decoration, and I'm going to use a radiant color here. So see that how you can use the radiant color. So here I'm going to use the gradient, and I'm going to use the linear gradient. And in the linear gradient, what we have to do? We have to provide the colors. So I'm going to provide the colors. The first color, and you will find the colors hex code on the description. Don't worry about that. The first color is the 0xFF D746C. So this video, I'm not explaining much. I'm just giving you the uh, coding experience, so you can watch this video on a speed code also. And the second color is the 0xFF F9068, and last color will be color 0xFF FD746C. And I had to hit the save here, and I have to use this color button just after this text item. And I'm going to add some padding also after this text item. Okay, now the color is added. So maybe I did a mistake. 0xf, here I had to use again one extra f. Now it will be good. And in a box direction, we have the border radius also. So the border radius will be border radius dot circular 20, and this padding will be around 30. And now we have to provide the child of this container. The child of this container will be a text which will say the sign up, and again we have to use the style. Text style color will be colors dot white, and the font size will be 20. And at last I have to wrap this text widget to the center widget, so it will come on the center of the container. Now we have to add our last text just after the color button. Let me provide the size box again, and I'm going to provide the size box around 20. I'm going to use a row widget. Okay, in the first row, children, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the text. If you already have an account with the text style, and for the text style I'm going to use this thing. It will be 18, and I'm going to hit the save. If you already have an account, and let me set the main axis alignment to the center. Then we have the second text just after the first text, which will say login. Okay, and I'm going to add some space, not here, here. And also let me add the font weight to font weight dot bold. Okay, if you already have account, then click on a login. Now this is the sign up page, and let's work on this sign in page. So let's do it as soon as possible. So I'm going to create a new file called sign in page.dart. I'm going to paste it here, the whole code of the sign up, and instead of the sign up page class, I'm going to use the sign in page class. Also change the name of the sign in here. After hitting the save in a main.dart, let's use the sign in page so we can visualize it. Okay, so the name will be a sign in, and in the last text, if you don't have an account, sign up. At, at the very last, just after this row widget, I'm going to use a text widget. It will be the last thing, forgot password. It will be a bold and have the 17. Let's add some size box padding or else 10. Okay, now we completed the thing. So the last thing we have to do is instead of the sign up button thing, let's use the sign in. Now the sign in and sign up page is created. Let's connect this sign in and sign up page to the Firebase auth in the next video. Till that, happy coding. Don't forget to like and share the video, and don't forget to subscribe the channel. Let's meet on our next video.